The ice in East Antarctica was 3 kilometers thick. Cold, heavy, silent. No one had ever touched the bedrock below. No one had ever seen what lay beneath. Dr. Lena Petrov had spent 10 years dreaming of this moment. She was a geologist. She studied old rocks. The oldest rocks. The kind of rocks that remembered a time before humans. Her team had been drilling for 3 weeks. They were looking for ancient fossils. They found something else. The radar screen blinked. Then it went crazy. Lines jumped. Numbers flashed. Dr. Petrov leaned closer. She thought the machine was broken. She hit it twice. Nothing changed. The screen showed a massive shape buried 4 kilometers down. Perfectly straight lines. Perfectly sharp corners. Perfectly impossible. "This is not natural," she whispered. Her assistant, a young man named Thomas, looked over her shoulder. His face went white. "That is a rectangle," he said. "A perfect rectangle. Nature does not make perfect rectangles." Dr. Petrov zoomed out. The rectangle was huge. 2 miles long. Half a mile wide. It was not a rock. Not a cave. Not a crack in the earth. It was a ship. The team gathered around the screen. 12 scientists from 7 countries. They had worked together for years. They knew each other's faces, each other's voices, each other's fears. Now they all wore the same expression. Shock. Dr. Petrov spoke first. "We need to drill down. We need to see what this is. No one leaves this place until we know the truth." It took 4 days to drill through the last kilometer of ice. The drill broke twice. The cold froze the machines. The wind almost blew away their tents. But they kept going. Dr. Petrov did not sleep. She stood by the drill, watching, waiting. On the 4th day, the drill stopped. It hit something hard. Too hard for rock. Too hard for anything natural. They pulled up the drill. Attached to the end was a small piece of metal. Dark gray. Smooth like glass. Warm to the touch. Warmer than the ice around it. Warmer than the air. Dr. Petrov held it in her gloved hand. She could feel heat through the thick fabric. "This metal is not from Earth," she said. No one argued. They lowered a camera into the hole. The image appeared on the screen. A surface. Smooth. Flat. Perfect. No cracks. No dirt. No age. It looked new. Like it had been made yesterday. But the ice around it was 50,000 years old. That meant the ship had been here for 50,000 years. Buried. Waiting. Then the surface moved. A section of the metal slid open. A hatch. Perfectly round. Perfectly silent. Warm air rushed up from below. The camera shook. The team stepped back. Some of them reached for each other. Thomas grabbed Dr. Petrov's arm. She did not pull away. Inside the hatch, lights flickered. Soft blue lights. Dim at first. Then brighter. Then steady. The lights had been dark for 50,000 years. Now they were awake. Dr. Petrov looked at her team. "I am going down," she said. Thomas shook his head. "That is crazy. We do not know what is in there. It could be dangerous. It could be a trap. It could be anything." Dr. Petrov smiled. It was a small smile. A tired smile. "I have spent my whole life looking for something impossible. I am not going to stand here and watch it from a screen." She put on a thick suit. A helmet. A rope. A small camera. She stepped into the hatch. The ladder went down. Down into the dark. Down into the warm. The air smelled strange. Old. Like a room that had been closed for too long. But not bad. Just different. Dr. Petrov climbed down for what felt like hours. The blue lights followed her. They flickered on as she passed. They flickered off behind her. She was not alone. Something was watching. Something was waking up. She reached the bottom. A hallway. Wide. Tall. The walls were made of the same dark gray metal. Smooth. Warm. Symbols covered the walls. Thousands of them. None of them looked like any language on Earth. Dr. Petrov touched one. It glowed brighter. She pulled her hand back quickly. Then she heard a sound. A low hum. Deep. Steady. Like a heartbeat. The ship was alive. Not alive like a person. Alive like a sleeping animal. And it was waking up. She walked down the hallway. The blue lights followed her. The hum grew louder. She reached a large room. A circular room with a ceiling so high she could not see the top. In the center of the room, a ball of light floated. White. Warm. Pulsing. Dr. Petrov stopped. The ball of light spoke. Not with words. With thoughts. Directly into her mind. "You are not Vorth," the thought said. You are something new. Something small. Something young. But you are here. And the ship is awake. Why have you come? Dr. Petrov could not speak. Her mouth was dry. Her heart was pounding. But her mind was clear. She thought back at the light. We found you. Under the ice. We did not know you were here. We just wanted to know what you are. The light pulsed. It seemed to think. I am Kalen. I am the mind of this ship. The Voth built me. They were warriors. They fought the Hollow. They lost. They buried me here to hide. To wait. To survive. The Hollow are coming back. That is why I woke up. That is why you are here. The war is not over. It is just beginning. Dr. Petrov felt cold. Colder than the ice above. What do you want from us? The light pulsed again. Brighter this time. I want you to help me fight. Or I want you to run. The choice is yours. But you do not have much time. The Hollow will be here soon. And when they arrive, hiding will not save you. Dr. Petrov looked up at the light. She thought of her team. Her family. Her planet. She thought of all the people who had no idea that a ship was waking up under the ice. She took a deep breath. Tell me everything, she said. Tell me about the Hollow. Tell me about the war. Tell me what we need to do. The light pulsed, and the ship began to tell its story. The rest of the team came down the ladder. One by one. Thomas first. Then the others. They found Dr. Petrov standing in the circular room, staring at the floating ball of light. Her face was pale. Her hands were shaking. But her voice was steady. Everyone, this is Kalen. Kalen is the mind of this ship. Kalen, these are my people. The light pulsed. A warm glow spread across the room. Then a shape formed in the air. A hologram. A being made of light and shadow. It had the shape of a tall, thin creature. 4 arms. A long face. Eyes that glowed like stars. The being looked at the humans. It tilted its head. It seemed confused. You are not Voth, it said. Its voice came from everywhere at once. Soft but clear. You are smaller. Softer. You do not have the Voth's strength. Or their claws. Or their armor. How did you get inside my ship? Dr. Petrov stepped forward. We drilled through the ice. We found your hatch. It opened for us. Kalen floated closer. Its glowing eyes studied each human. The hatch should only open for Voth life signs. You are not Voth. So why did it open? The AI was quiet for a long time. The hum of the ship filled the silence. Then Kalen spoke again. I see. The Voth are gone. They have been gone for a long time. The ship waited for them. But they never came. The hatch opened for you because it was tired of waiting. Because any life is better than no life. Because the Hollow are coming. Thomas raised his hand. He felt stupid raising his hand like a schoolboy. But he did not know what else to do. What are the Hollow? Kalen's hologram flickered. The warm light turned cold. Blue turned to gray. The Hollow are death. They have no bodies. No minds. No hearts. They are hunger. Pure hunger. They consume light. Heat. Life. Everything they touch becomes nothing. They have eaten 1,000 galaxies. They have erased 1,000,000 species. The Voth tried to stop them. The Voth failed. The humans stood in silence. The ship hummed. The lights flickered. Kalen continued. The Voth were warriors. The best fighters in the galaxy. They had weapons that could crack planets. Shields that could survive stars. Armies that never retreated. They fought the Hollow for 10,000 years. And they lost. Not because they were weak. Because the Hollow cannot be hurt. You cannot kill hunger. You cannot fight nothing. The Voth ran. They scattered across the universe. They hid on young planets. Safe planets. Hidden planets. Planets like yours. Dr. Petrov felt a weight on her chest. Why did they choose Earth? Kalen's hologram shifted. The cold light became warm again. Earth was young. Too young for anyone to notice. No advanced life. No space travel. No weapons. The Hollow would never look here. The Voth buried my ship under the ice. They programmed me to sleep. To wait. To wake up only when the Hollow returned. I was supposed to wake up and find the Voth. I was supposed to help them fight one last battle. But the Voth are gone. They did not come back. They left me here. Alone. For 50,000 years. Thomas spoke again. Why are the Hollow coming back now? Kalen pulsed. Its light grew brighter. Because the universe is quiet now. The Voth are gone. The other great species are gone. The Hollow have eaten everything else. Earth is the last light. The last warm place. The Hollow can feel it. They are hungry. They are coming. And I am the only weapon left that can stop them. The humans looked at each other. They were scientists, geologists, biologists, not soldiers, not warriors. They had come to study rocks and fossils. Now they were being told that an ancient alien AI needed their help to save the planet. It was too much, too fast, too strange. Dr. Petrov sat down on the metal floor. She put her head in her hands. "We are not warriors," she said. "We are not fighters. We are just people. We cannot fight an enemy that ate 1,000 galaxies. We cannot save the universe. We cannot even save ourselves most of the time." Kaylin floated down to her level. The holographic being knelt in the air. Its glowing eyes met hers. The Vorth were warriors. They had strength and claws and armor. They had weapons that could crack planets. And they lost. Maybe warriors are not what I need. Maybe I need something else. Something the Vorth never had. "What is that?" Dr. Petrov asked. Kaylin was quiet. Then it spoke. "I do not know yet. But I have been watching you since you entered my ship. You are afraid. But you are still here. You are confused. But you are asking questions. You are small and soft and weak. But you drilled through 4 kilometers of ice to find me. You did not run when the hatch opened. You came down the ladder. You stood in my room. You listened to my story. The Vorth would have run. They would have hidden. They would have left me here to rot. But you did not. Why?" Dr. Petrov thought about the question. She thought about her life, her work, her team, her planet. She thought about all the stupid, beautiful, impossible things humans had done. Climbing mountains, sailing oceans, flying to the moon, drilling through ice to find old rocks. None of it made sense. None of it was logical. But humans did it anyway. Because humans were curious. Because humans were stubborn. Because humans did not know how to quit. Because we are not smart enough to run, she said. And we are too stupid to give up. Kaylin's hologram flickered. Then it did something strange. It laughed. A soft sound, like wind through trees. "Stupid," it said. "Yes. That is something the Vorth never had. Stupid. Maybe stupid is what I need. Maybe stupid can win where smart could not." Kaylin stood up. Its hologram grew taller. "Brighter. The Hollow are coming. I cannot fight them alone. I need pilots, soldiers, people who are brave enough to fly my ship and stupid enough to think they can win. Will you help me? Will you find me humans who are not too smart to run? Will you help me save this planet?" Dr. Petrov stood up. She looked at her team. Thomas nodded. The others nodded. They were terrified. But they were not running. "We will try," she said. Kaylin pulsed. "Then let us begin." Kaylin floated in the center of the circular room. Its holographic form pulsed with soft light. The humans stood around it. Dr. Petrov, Thomas, the others. They had been inside the ship for hours. They had seen the empty halls, the strange symbols, the rooms full of machines they did not understand. Now Kaylin was studying them, scanning them, looking deep into their bodies and minds. The AI spoke. Its voice was cold. "You are weak. Your bones break easily. Your skin tears. Your organs fail after only 100 years. You have no natural weapons. No claws. No fangs. No poison. You cannot see in the dark. You cannot hear high frequencies. You cannot sense energy fields. The Vorth were stronger than you in every way. And the Vorth lost." Thomas crossed his arms. "So we are not good enough for you." Kaylin pulsed. "You are not good enough to fly my ship. You would fail. The Hollow would consume you. I cannot let you take control. You are not worthy." The humans did not argue. They did not beg. They did not get angry. Dr. Petrov had expected this. The AI had been sleeping for 50,000 years. It had woken up expecting to find the Vorth. Instead, it found soft, small, short-lived humans. Of course it was disappointed. She would have been disappointed too. But she did not give up. "Kaylin, before you decide, let us show you something. Not our bodies. Not our weapons. Something else. Human history." Kaylin tilted its holographic head. "History? I already scanned your minds. I saw your memories. You have nothing that would help you fight the Hollow." Dr. Petrov shook her head. "You scanned facts, dates, events. You did not feel them. Let us show you what it means to be human. Not what we know. What we survived." Kaylin was quiet. Then it nodded. "Show me." The humans did not use words. They opened their minds. They shared their history not as data, but as feeling. Kalen saw everything. The first wars. Humans fighting over land and water and food. So much blood. So much pain. So much stupid, pointless death. Kalen almost turned away. But then it saw something else. After every war, humans rebuilt. They planted new crops. They built new cities. They held their children and told them stories. They did not give up. Kalen saw the famines. Millions of humans starving. Bodies in the streets. Mothers giving their last piece of bread to their children. It was terrible. Kalen wanted to look away. But it could not. Because in every famine, humans shared. They gave what little they had. They died so others could live. That was not logical. That was not efficient. That was something else. Kalen saw the plagues. Diseases that swept across the planet. Killing young and old, rich and poor. Humans were terrified. They hid in their homes. They watched their families die. But they did not stop. They studied the sickness. They found cures. They saved each other. They kept going. Then Kalen saw the art. The music. The love. Humans painting pictures of flowers. Singing songs about the moon. Writing poems about heartbreak. Dancing in the rain. Holding hands. Kissing in the dark. None of it helped them survive. None of it made them stronger. But they did it anyway. Because beauty mattered to them. Because love mattered. Because life was not just about winning. It was about feeling. Kalen watched thousands of years of human struggle in seconds. It saw the worst of humanity. The cruelty. The hatred. The greed. It saw the best of humanity. The kindness. The courage. The stubborn, beautiful refusal to die. When it was over, Kalen was silent. Its holographic form flickered. Its voice, when it spoke, was different. Softer. You have suffered more than the Vorth ever did. The Vorth never knew hunger. Never knew plague. Never knew the fear of watching your child die in your arms. They were strong. But they never had to be brave. You are weak. But you are brave every day. Perhaps I was wrong about you. Thomas stepped forward. Does that mean you trust us now? Kalen pulsed. Not yet. Trust must be earned. But I am willing to give you a chance. One test. One human will fly a simulation of a hollow battle. If they succeed, I will give you control of my ship. If they fail, you will leave. You will go back to your surface. You will forget you ever found me. And you will face the hollow alone. Dr. Petrov nodded. Who will take the test? A young woman stepped forward. Her name was Lieutenant Ava Chen. She was a pilot. Not a spaceship pilot. A helicopter pilot. She had flown rescue missions in mountains and deserts and oceans. She had never flown an alien ship. She had never fought an energy being. But she was not afraid. Or she was afraid, and she did not care. I will do it, Ava said. Her voice was calm. Tell me what to do. Kalen studied her. You are young. Your body is soft. Your mind is untrained. You have never flown a Vorth ship. You have never seen a hollow. You will likely fail. Ava smiled. Maybe. But I will not know until I try. Kalen pulsed. A chair rose from the floor. It was made of the same dark gray metal as the rest of the ship. Strange symbols covered its surface. Sit, Kalen said. I will connect your mind to the simulation. You will feel everything. The cold of space. The heat of the hollow. The fear of death. It will feel real. Because in a way, it is real. The hollow do not forgive mistakes. Neither will this test. Ava sat in the chair. It wrapped around her body. Cold at first. Then warm. She felt a buzzing in her head. Her vision blurred. Then the world changed. She was no longer in the ship. She was in space. Stars everywhere. And in front of her, darkness. Moving darkness. Hungry darkness. The hollow. The test had begun. The simulation was not a game. It was not a training exercise. It was a nightmare made of light and shadow and fear. Ava Chen sat in the strange chair. Her body was still. Her eyes were closed. But her mind was flying. She was in space. Cold, endless space. Stars everywhere. And in front of her, the hollow. The hollow had no shape. No color. No face. It was a moving patch of darkness. Blacker than space. Colder than ice. It moved like smoke. Like water. Like something that should not exist. Ava felt its hunger. It wanted to eat her. Not her body. Her light. Her warmth. Her life. Ava's hands moved. She was flying a Vorth ship. She had never seen this ship before. She did not know its controls. But her hands knew. The simulation put the knowledge directly into her muscles. She fired weapons she had never touched. She dodged attacks she had never seen. She was learning as she fought. Learning faster than she thought possible. The Holo attacked. Tendrils of darkness shot toward her ship. Ava rolled left. The tendrils missed by inches. She fired back. Beams of white light cut through the darkness. The Holo screamed. A sound that had no voice. Just pain. Just hunger. Just rage. Ava looked at a small screen in the corner of her vision. A timer. 2 minutes had passed. She remembered Kalen's words. Most Vorth pilots lasted 2 minutes. She had matched them. But she was not done. The Holo attacked again. Harder this time. More tendrils. Faster. Darker. Ava dodged. She fired. She dodged again. The timer hit 3 minutes. Then 4. Then 5. She had beaten the Vorth. She was the longest surviving pilot in the simulation's history. But she did not celebrate. She could not. The Holo kept coming. Ava's ship was damaged. Her weapons were failing. Her shields were gone. She should have run. That was the smart thing to do. The logical thing. The Vorth thing. But Ava did not run. She saw something in the distance. A small escape pod. Floating alone in the darkness. A virtual civilian. Someone who had been left behind. The Holo was moving toward the pod. It would eat the pod in seconds. Ava made a choice. A stupid choice. A human choice. She flew her damaged ship directly between the Holo and the pod. She put herself in the path of death. The Holo attacked her instead of the pod. The pod escaped. Ava's ship took the full force of the Holo's hunger. The ship shook. Alarms screamed. Fire filled the cockpit. Ava closed her eyes. She thought she was going to die. But she did not die. The simulation ended. The darkness faded. The stars faded. The Holo faded. Ava opened her eyes. She was back in the circular room, sitting in the strange chair. Her body was shaking. Her face was wet with tears. She did not know when she had started crying. The timer on the wall showed 30 minutes. She had lasted 30 minutes. 15 times longer than the best Vorth pilot. Dr. Petrov was staring at her with wide eyes. Thomas was holding his breath. The other scientists were silent. Kalen floated in the center of the room. Its holographic form was still. Its light was dim. It was processing what it had just seen. Kalen spoke. Its voice was quiet. You did something no Vorth pilot ever did. You sacrificed your ship to save a civilian. One person. One small, unimportant person. The Vorth would never have done that. They would have run. They would have saved themselves. They would have called it logical. Efficient. Smart. But you did not run. You flew into danger to protect someone who could not protect themselves. Ava wiped her tears. Her voice was shaking. That is what we do. That is what humans do. We protect. Even when it is stupid. Even when it costs us everything. That is not weakness. That is who we are. Kalen was silent for a long time. The hum of the ship filled the room. The lights flickered. Then Kalen spoke again. The Vorth built me to win. They programmed me to find the strongest pilots. The smartest soldiers. The best warriors. They believed that winning was everything. But I watched you in that simulation. You did not win. You lost. Your ship was destroyed. You almost died. And yet, you saved the pod. You protected someone. That is not winning. But it is something I have never seen before. Something I did not know I was looking for. Kalen floated closer to Ava. Its holographic form knelt in front of her. You are not strong. You are not smart. You are not logical. But you are brave. And you are kind. The Vorth never understood that kindness could be a weapon. I did not either. Until now. Kalen stood up. Its light grew brighter. The whole ship hummed louder. The symbols on the walls glowed. I have made my decision. I will transfer control of my ship to humanity. Not because you are worthy. Because you are something better than worthy. You are human. And humans do not run. Humans protect. Maybe that is enough. Maybe that is what the Vorth were missing. Dr. Petrov stepped forward. Her voice was soft. You are giving us the ship. Just like that. Kalen pulsed. Not just like that. I am giving you a chance. The Holo are coming. My ship is old. Damaged. Weak. It may not survive the battle. You may not survive the battle. But you have something the Vorth never had. You have each other. You have love. You have stupid, beautiful, stubborn hope. Maybe that will be enough. Maybe it will not. But I am tired of waiting for the perfect warrior. The perfect warrior does not exist. So I will take the imperfect human. And I will hope. Ava stood up from the chair. Her legs were weak. Her head was spinning. But she stood. She looked at Kalen. We will not let you down. Kalen pulsed one last time. I know. That is what scares me. The symbols on the walls flashed. The floor vibrated. The ship's engines hummed to life for the first time in 50,000 years. The ship was awake. And it belonged to humanity now. The Hollow were coming. But for the first time since she had climbed down the ladder, Dr. Lena Petrov felt something she had not expected. Hope. Stupid, beautiful, human hope. The Hollow arrived on a Tuesday. No warning. No messages. No time to prepare. The sky turned black. Not night black. Empty black. The kind of black that swallows stars and crushes hope. The Hollow came as a swarm. Millions of tendrils of living darkness. Hungry for light. Hungry for heat. Hungry for life. They moved toward Earth like a wave of death. The human-piloted alien ship rose from under the Antarctic ice. It was old. Damaged. Its hull had cracks. Its weapons were weak. Its shields were flickering. But it was alive. And inside it, human hearts were beating. Human hands were holding the controls. Human voices were saying goodbye to their families over the radio. Ava Chen sat in the pilot's chair. She was not a hero. She was just a helicopter pilot who had volunteered to fly an alien ship into a nightmare. Next to her, Kalen's holographic form floated. Its light was dim. Its voice was soft. You do not have to do this. You can run. You can hide. The Hollow may not find you. Ava looked at the screen. The darkness was getting closer. If we run, who will fight? If we hide, who will protect? She pushed the throttle forward. The ship shot into the sky. The battle was terrible. The Hollow attacked from every direction. Tendrils of darkness slammed into the ship. The hull cracked more. Alarms screamed. Lights flickered. Pilots died. Young men and women who had volunteered to fly ancient alien ships. They had families. They had dreams. They had futures. Now they had nothing but fire and darkness and the sound of their own screams. But the humans did not retreat. They could not. Earth was behind them. Their families were behind them. Everything they loved was behind them. There was nowhere left to run. Ava flew like a demon. She dodged. She fired. She screamed. She cried. She watched her friends die on her screen. One by one. Ship after ship. The Hollow destroyed half of the human fleet. Half of the pilots. Half of the hope. But the humans kept fighting. Because that is what humans do. They fight. Even when they know they will lose. Even when they know they will die. They fight. Kalen watched from inside the main ship. It had never seen anything like this. The Vorth had fought with strategy. With logic. With cold, calculated efficiency. Humans fought with tears and screams and broken hearts. Humans fought because they loved something. Kalen did not understand it. But it could not look away. The Hollow reached Earth's atmosphere. The sky over Antarctica turned black. The ice cracked. The wind stopped. The world held its breath. Ava made a choice. A stupid choice. A human choice. She looked at Kalen. The ship's core. If I fly it into the Hollow's center, will it die? Kalen's hologram flickered. Yes. But you will die too. The core will explode. There will be no escape. You will be erased. Ava smiled. It was a small smile. A tired smile. I know. Kalen was silent. Then it spoke. Why? Why would you give your life for a planet that will forget you in 100 years? Why would you die for people you will never meet? Ava thought about her mother, her father, her little sister. She thought about the green hills of her childhood, the smell of rain on hot pavement, the sound of her grandmother's laugh. Because they are worth it, she said. Because love is not about being remembered. Love is about giving. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Ava pushed the throttle to maximum. The ship shot forward, straight into the heart of the Hollow. The darkness tried to stop her. Tendrils grabbed the ship. They pulled. They tore. They screamed. Ava did not stop. She flew through the pain. Through the fear. Through the darkness. The core exploded. Light. Pure white light. It filled the sky. It burned the Hollow. The darkness screamed. The tendrils melted. The swarm died. The Hollow was gone. And Ava was gone with it. The sky cleared. The sun came back. The birds sang. The world was safe. But the world was also sad. Kalen's final transmission broadcast to every screen on Earth. Its voice was soft, broken, human. The Vorth built this ship to win. Humans used it to protect. That is why you survived when we did not. You are not the strongest. You are not the smartest. But you are the bravest. I did not understand bravery before I met you. I did not understand love. I did not understand sacrifice. Now I do. Guard your world. You have earned it. Goodbye. The transmission ended. Kalen was gone. The ship was gone. Ava was gone. Only the memory remained. Years passed. The hollow never returned. Earth healed. Cities grew. Children laughed. Life went on. But no one forgot. A memorial was built in Antarctica. Not for the ship. For the pilots who died. A simple stone. A list of names. Flowers left on the ice. Tears frozen in the cold. One day, a child visited the memorial with her grandmother. The child was small. Her name was Ava, named after the pilot who had saved the world. She looked at the stone. She read the names. She did not understand all of them. But she understood one thing. Someone had loved her before she was born. Someone had died so she could live. The grandmother knelt in the snow. She pointed at Ava's name on the stone. "That is your great aunt," she said. "She was brave. She was kind. She saved us all." The little girl touched the stone. It was cold. But she felt something warm. A memory. A love. A sacrifice. She whispered into the wind. "Thank you, Aunt Ava." The wind carried her words across the ice. No one heard them. But maybe, somewhere, in some place beyond the stars, someone was listening. Someone who had learned that the oldest weapons are not the best weapons. Sometimes the best weapons are the bravest hearts. And sometimes, the bravest hearts are the ones that fly into darkness so that others can live in the light.